What's good about your boy D-Man here? Today we actually about to look at a midnight horror story. This is a Llama Arts production, and like I said, it's excuse me, it's actually been a hot little minute that you did one of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit one of these up, and not to mention the fact that just like I said, this is the month of Halloween, so I did say I'm gonna go ahead and do some horror videos and reactions and stuff to them. So again, why not get into it? So without further ado, let's go.
I'm not making this video for attention, or sympathy, or anything. I just want anyone who can help me to do that.
Okay.
My name's Neeyooo, and this is a story I wish I didn't have to tell. I've been a night owl my entire life. As a teen, I used to stay up way past midnight every night, watching terrifying videos on YouTube. I know now they were nothing compared to the horrors of the real world. Nothing compared to the tragedy my family and I went through. The story I'm going to tell to you now. My parents, being teachers, had always emphasized the importance of sleeping well to me, and would definitely disapprove of my late night routine.
Right.
So I knew that if they'd caught me up at that time, I'd be in big trouble. At first, this wasn't a problem, but after I told them about a child predator in our neighborhood that I'd seen in one of my videos, he seemed to grow more and more
Wait,
paranoid.
his face looks like that.
Obviously understandable.
Okay.
Every night I'd hear one of them wandering into my room, checking on me, and every night I'd immediately turn off my light and pretend to sleep. I never knew for sure if it was my mom or dad coming in, since obviously if I opened my eyes to see, they'd know I was awake. Mostly I presumed it was my dad, from the heavy-sounding footsteps, but either way, I found it pretty hypocritical for them to preach to me about being up late when they were awake themselves. Sometimes I wondered if they knew I wasn't sleeping, because often it was only after what seemed like hours before they'd finally leave and go to check on Alfie. That's my little
Hours?
brother, and Lucy, my little sister. I'd have asked them about it, but I thought it would have confirmed any suspicions which they seemed to already have about my staying awake deep into the mornings of the next day. Like I said, guess they were just paranoid about the child predator.
Okay.
Stupid for me to presume any of these things, and I'll never forgive myself for it, but I did it all the same. Anyway, one day, Lucy's school, where my parents both work, announced a school trip.
Okay.
It meant they'd be gone at some point next month from Saturday morning to Sunday morning, and it meant that I'd finally get to watch the horror movie my friend had lent me, and my parents had refused to let me watch.
You'll be sorry!
There was one downside, though. I'd be left to look after Alfie. He, being only 6 years old, my mom was reluctant to leave him in my care alone. My dad defended me, reminding her that Alfie had been up most of the night after a nightmare, so he'd probably sleep most of the day anyway.
Okay.
Besides, he reassured her, he's 17. He can be given a little responsibility.
I mean,
With
why
a heavy
not, you know?
heart, my mom agreed. I honestly wish she hadn't. Finally, the morning came for them to head off. It took longer than expected because my sister said some of her favorite toy dolls had been stolen, but eventually my mom persuaded her that they were probably just lost and told me to look for them whilst they were gone. I begrudgingly agreed, and soon they were ready to go. As they were leaving, my mom gave me a stern word, reminding me to lock the doors, not go to bed too late, and take good care of Alfie. She told me she'd be watching through the security cameras to make sure I was looking after him properly. I told her she really didn't have to worry. Then we said our goodbye.
That's why those security cameras are sometimes good to have, especially when you be gone for times like that. I think they're good to have sometimes.
Eyes are off. Alfie and I spent most of the day playing outside, but came in after the frisbee landed near a strange man who Alfie said had been in his nightmare. I told him that was ridiculous, because even if he somehow was in his dream, he wouldn't be able to remember. Anyway, I went by myself to get it.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn...
I have to admit that the man was fairly creepy. He had a huge grin, and his eyes, staring right at me, seemed to be permanently forced further open than they were designed to go. His clothes all seemed to have been made from someone 50 years younger.
I'd have bought me another frisbee.
Struggled to cling to his fully grown body.
Screw that. I'd have went and bought me another frisbee.
It was cold, but he was wearing a sun hat, a tiny one for children, which barely fit on his head. Recognized it. Didn't know how at the time. If I'd learned anything from the videos I spent my nights watching, I'd have abandoned the frisbee and left. Clearly I didn't, because not wanting to feel like a baby, approached him.
You tripping?
As I got closer to the man, his smile disappeared, and he removed the hat, held it, his back. Began to see his features in greater detail. Tired, pale, and his eyes were bloodshot, had huge gaping bags under them.
Like, wait.
The entire
Back up just a little bit. Why he look like Blanca? Not Blanca. Baraka. Why he look like Baraka? Like, I'm looking at his face. All he missing is he look like freaking Baraka, bro.
his eyes were bloodshot, had huge gaping bags under them.
He ain't slept in years.
The entire time it took me to get to him, the man didn't move an inch, other than the odd blink. Even his eyes shifted. At this stage, I was getting uneasy.
You should have
Just
been
wanted to
freaking
get up and
uneasy.
leave. Hi, can I have my frisbee back, please? Thanks. The thought of that conversation, you can even call it a conversation,
I would have never turned around.
still makes me shiver. I locked the front door as soon as we got home. We were both a bit shaken, and Alfie looked tired, so I gave him some more food and put him to bed. It took him about 2 hours to fall asleep. He kept complaining that he'd have another nightmare about that man. I told him he wouldn't, but wasn't convinced.
I see him every day.
He whispered to me. Well, see him again. Don't worry, I'll be here to fight him off. This seemed to settle him down, and soon he was fast asleep. At about 11, it was time to put my film on.
Wait,
I
you
couldn't
watching
have my
Dragon
mom
Ball at
knowing
least?
that I was watching it, so I did something naive, ignorant, something I'll always regret. I turned off the security cameras.
You big dummy!
You
I watched it for 2 hours straight, my eyes never straying from the screen,
freaking idiot.
until replayed the last few seconds of the film. But the sound didn't happen again. It was coming from inside my house. Alfie? He didn't reply, but I could see him under the covers, so I thought he was just asleep. I didn't want to wake him up. I swear, if I thought anything worse had happened. Checked.
You should have.
You okay? I thought maybe I was just worrying too much, hearing things. It was late and the film had been scary. Maybe it was just all in my head. I knew from the sound of his voice it was him. Alfie! Alfie? Usually this much noise would have woken him up. Alfie, what's going on? I knew
That's not
something
Alfie.
was wrong.
Alfie's gone.
It was him. Doll. I couldn't believe it. It had to be some kind of sick prank. It had to be. But it wasn't. It was the man I'd spoken to earlier. He'd taken my brother. Alfie! I was certain they'd be gone before I could reach them. But he didn't set that off straight away. He watched as I tried helplessly to do something. I screamed and I shouted and I banged on the windows and I tried to open the doors, but nothing worked. It was all in vain. There was nothing I could do for my brother, my best friend. He was
What?
stolen away from me. It was too late for the police to do anything. It's too late for anybody to do anything. He was gone. And in time, I have to come to accept that.
Nine.
Tab 9 new messages. First message.
Hello? If you're out with Alfie, call me back when you get back in, please. Love you guys. Bye.
End of message. Second message.
Daniel, we've been trying to get a hold of you for hours. Everything alright? Turn the security cameras off.
We'll be fine. The security system probably just glitched out. Hey, Alfie, just call us as soon as you can, okay? Know how Mom worries.
End of message.
Ooh, you gon' get it!
Third message.
So where was your phone?
Listen, Daniel, we're starting to get really worried now. If you don't pick up, one of us is gonna have to come home to check if everything's okay. Please pick up.
End of message.
So where was your phone?
Daniel, are you okay? Daniel! What's happened? Please answer! Tell them anything. That was 7 years ago. Found him.
Wait, what?
When I asked my parents if they'd seen anything at all of this man whilst they checked on us during the night, they looked at me, concerned, confused. What do you mean? They asked. I stare at them in horror. Every night, around 2, you'd come and check on Alfie, Lucy, and me. See if we were sleeping.
Daniel?
They told me.
No, we didn't.
What the
They showed
fuck?
security camera footage of the man. But of course, there wasn't any. It
How?
automatically deletes any footage older than 24 hours, which meant I'd been mindless enough to stop it recording on the only night we could have seen him. You know, the strange thing is, I don't even know if I want Alfie to be alive.
Wow.
If he is, God knows what that monster has done to him. Sorry if I've gone on too long, but the guilt's been killing me. I had to get it out somehow. I only tell it as a story because, well, people like stories, and I want as many people to hear this as possible. Alfie, somehow you're watching. Love you. So sorry. Please, don't lose hope. And to the man who took you, it's not too late. If you have any heart at all, and even if you don't, please let my little brother come home. Everybody else, if someone comes into your bedroom at night, open your eyes. Never know who it might be. Still stay up late at night. It's not because I don't want to sleep. It's because I can't. In case anyone sees Alfie, this is the last good photo we took of him. That's it. Stay safe. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, that's creepy. Like I'm sorry, I'm a light sleeper, so I'm waking up regardless. I don't care if it's my people or if it's not. I'm waking up regardless, but I wake up in fight mode automatically. But dude, why would you cut the security camera off at that time? Like really? My people just would have caught me. Screw that. You just would have caught me watching it. Whatever. But dude, don't like when you hear stuff. I wouldn't have assumed in the first place. I just would have walked out. I'd have walked in the room, figure out what's going on, see this, and the third, blah blah blah. Damn that. No, I'm a night owl too. But come on now, really, really. You should have stayed up watching Dragon Ball Z. You'd have been fine when you had that issue. My dude, bruh. That, damn, that, oh, Lord. Yeah, that was super creepy. Ooh, excuse me. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And in the next video, I'm going to see what I see. How's your board? Peace.